What up, everybody? So, I haven't really done a video on truck, but a couple weeks ago, I went sand drag racing over at Green's Drag Strip and managed to get first place in the modified class. So I was pretty shocked by that, because usually we're out first round. I go just to have fun. Winning's a bonus, but man, that was nice. So just wanted to go over a few things that I ran into. So I was gonna run the truck this time without a hood on it, because I'm getting heat soaking this thing bad. So when it's sitting there, I try to keep it about 160, 165 when I race. It's, for some reason, that is where the truck has made its best power. So on the dyno, it makes peak torque at 4,900 and it makes peak horse at 5,900. You can't shift it at 5,900 because it's just not fast enough. If I short shift it at 4,900 every time, it's way faster. So I'm gonna have to figure out this damn heating issue. The truck needs a converter in it too. I'm 100% sure it needs a converter, because if it's hot, it runs like shit. And if the motor's cooler, it runs good, but you can watch the videos. I get it on the two-step, like 2,300 RPM. It finally just hits the two-step, the RPM drops down. When you let go of that button, you can watch all the video. The RPM comes up immediately. You can watch the tires throw dirt. It comes up, the dirt comes down, and then it picks back up. It's not the motor missing. I've been playing a whole bunch of videos, watching it, studying it. I think the damn torque converter doesn't have enough stall in it for the power range. And I think when you let it go, it takes a minute to come back because it's under load. So I talked to a head guy for a transmission shop about, an estimate of how much, to have a converter built for this truck. Because the converter I'm running was out of a card ran for years, and I think it was a 3,500. I don't remember at this point, but that car's like 3,000 pounds. This thing's 3,740 with the street tires on it. You had them heavy tires on there, it's about 3,800 pounds at the end of the day. So, but I think it'd be more competitive if it was there. But so what I'm having is, we moved this radiator so we had more clearance down here between the water pump, and I was able to move my inlet water line down here out of the way. Well, with the truck having the body lift, top of the radiator's here, top of the carb's right there, cowl induction hood sits on top of it, the outside of the hood is here. It's sucking that hot air right in. I gotta figure that one out. I don't want to cut the inner fenders out of this thing because I want to be able to drive it on the street. If I dirt drag it, I don't want there to be tons of mud and shit all over in here, because that's what it's going to do. The tires are going to throw it up. It may not throw it up when I'm going straight, but as soon as you turn, that shit's going to throw it all over. And it's not 100% street truck. I like to make it pretty nice, but at the same time beat it up in the dirt. So if we were just dirt dragging it, I don't give a shit. But I like driving it to work and stuff and just tooling around when I can. So I was thinking about taking this radiator and doing like the Corvettes do and tipping it down. I talked about doing this a long time ago, I just never did. So it was worse before I put that carb spacer on there. I put that carb spacer back when we were running Sparta last year. World of difference. That fucker stay at 1,000 RPM, it'd sit there all day long. Now it's starting to get where it revs up a little bit, then it starts to rev down, and then the advance kicks back in, and then distributor. I just can't, I can't keep it where it needs to be. I don't want to lock it out because I know if I lock it out, I'm gonna have to put a retarder on it because it's not gonna want to fire where I want it to fire. I tried doing it when I first ran it, and it starts so damn hard, even with the mini starter. It's not gonna work. But I'm running into problems. So problems I'm running into, it's probably hard to see. I'll flip you around here. It's starting to push a good amount of oil out. So I think this year, hopefully we get another couple races. I doubt it, but motor's got to come out. So motor's got to come out because it's starting to push oil out the seals, and it's starting to push antifreeze out the seals as well. And on top of that, back when I did my stupid ass move on this thing and knocked the needle and seat out of the discharge nozzle, I had put new head gasket and stuff. I did that in the truck, and I want to pull it out, take the heads off it, double check everything, because I didn't check that exhaust valve or anything that it went through, because it went through it. I need to see what the piston looks like too. So I haven't changed oil in it this year. I just didn't have a lot of miles on it last year, didn't have the motor apart at the end of the year, so I just left it because I didn't want to put another $100 oil change on it for nothing. So we got that. The other issue I know I'm running into is right here. No gas in it. No gas in it. So what's going on here is I got this expensive ass quick fuel mechanical fuel pump down there that's clockable. I bought it to put on the truck years ago. It was on the first motor I got. I got it clockable because I didn't want to run electric fuel pump, none of that crap. And it was clockable for the frame, and that's how I got my fittings to work. Because I tried doing the S10 swap motor mounts and the motor. See, I got this one mostly flat. With the S10 motor mounts, the thing sat like this. It was super excessive. So what I did was I just made my own motor mount bases or not bases. I welded my own plates onto the frame so that, because that motor sat way up here, even with the body lift. So what I did was I made the bases, and then we dropped it down to lower the center of gravity on it too, so it was flatter. Well, when I did that, the frickin' motor will not sit flat. It is lower on the passenger side. And I've messed with it. And I can never get this motor straight. I can sit in here with the pry bar, get this thing where I want it. You touch it off, it's right back where it is. That's what it does. So I put some washers on the cross member for the transmission because it was off. And so I don't know if it was my measurements or whatever when I first did it. So I spaced them, used a whole bunch of washers. Motor sat flat. They're pretty flat. Well, touch that thing off the backyard, motor's still crooked. So I want to take these mounts out, and then you can buy the tube cross member. You slide your brackets down for your flanges so you can weld it wherever you want, and then you can still unbolt the flanges and pull the motor out. Then you don't have to dick around with trying to put these frickin' bolts in here. But that's what we're gonna do this winter. This winter we're pulling the motor and we're gonna pull the transmission out, we're gonna pull everything out of it. And then we're gonna start overhauling shit. Cause then too, this cobble job shit I got here to make the steering work, cause I got the body lift in it. There's so much play in the steering. You drive this thing down the road, man, it's sketchy. It's really fucking sketchy. So you get in there 80, 100 mile an hour, you better be holding on to the fucking thing, because you're gonna change lanes or you're going in the ditch. Trust me. So the other thing I found too, because I've been checking this for a while. You see that tire? Fucking tire sits like this. See that tire? The tire kind of sits flat, a little bit leaned out at the top. You throw a level on this thing here, this thing's sitting like this. So I cut and turn those at one time, and I don't know why, but this one I think is bent, and I think that's why I have such a steering issue as well, because you get going down the road and you have passenger tire trying to fight driver's side tire, and every time it hits a little bump, the truck can't hold on. So we're going to be doing that, and of course this is all going to be if time allows. So other thing we're going to do is I built these half-ass traction bars, because S10s are notorious for wheel hop and, you know, whatever. So I took this to work years ago. I just cut some 1/2-inch plate, drilled my holes, and did the same thing on the rear end. It's not the greatest looking, but it works great. Never had an issue. I think what we're gonna do is figure out where center line is on this thing, and I think we're gonna start mocking up for a 4-link, because the other problem I have with this truck, and watching all the videos, if I touch this truck off on the street in 2-wheel drive, not shitting you, front end will pick up 2.5, 3, maybe 4 inches, depending on how hard it bites, just on the driver's side. You put it in the dirt, and you watch on all the films with me just dirt dragging it, you'll see the front end move. What you don't realize is it's actually, and this is why I built that sway bar, it's actually that tire, it digs in the ground. So the last one I run, and the only reason I have the video, it's actually not my video, it's actually MJF Motorsports video. I was in the top eliminator, and he was filming, so that's the only way, because I can't film my own shit outside the vehicle, because I didn't have anybody that day. So if you watch, truck take off like this, it looks like the truck goes backwards as it goes forwards. And the one thing is, it's got the UTV paddle tires, so they're super soft because they're rated for a UTV. I just run them on my truck because I'm afraid of breaking the axle and putting some big meats on there. But the truck doesn't really lift. So if we 4-link it, because I'm not really, you know, I wanted the truck to drive, and you guys all see it. I don't drive it much, so it's not really going to hurt my feelings if I can't drive it anymore. But I think if the front end was a little bit softer, there would be more transition. So the truck has a hard time coming off the line. And I think a lot of it is you let go of the two-step and it just, whoa, it goes straight like a rocket. And it'd be nice if you get that weight transfer to carry, because there's so much weight on the front end that it tries to, you get going in the dirt, if the front end hits one of those ruts that the guys with paddles leave, it follows it. You can't steer out of it. And so you'll watch my videos, I bounce around like this. That's because I'm fighting it. My steering's already loose a little bit. I'm trying to fight it without just ripping it, because the tires are soft on the back, so it's going to move. Plus it's got the posi in it now, full spool. So I think that'll cure a lot of the issues too. As far as street driving, I don't think it is, but I don't know how I want to do it. It'd be nice to have just a set of coilovers on it. They're pretty pricey though. I thought maybe just going old school and just buying a set of springs for it, you know, like maybe some 6-inch coil lift springs or something, because they're cheap. I mean, the springs themselves, you can get $100 a piece. Coilovers, you know, if you look at Big Shocks, they're almost $1,200, but they're tuned, ready to go, ready to bolt on. Like, I already know the weight of my vehicle, all that stuff. I just call them, but it's still gonna be $1,200. If you do the FOA, it's still $1,200. I think ORD or ORI, something like that, you know, they're gonna be, you know, $1,500 or so. Looked at Fox. Fox is gonna be, you know, $1,200-$1,500 as well. So the back I'm not too worried about, because you can buy a set of freaking Summit or Jegs double adjuster coils for the back, coilovers for $400. It's just an S10 in the back. It doesn't need much. The front is all custom. You can't buy a straight axle S10. They don't make kits. They make kits for them, but you can't just buy the shit and bolt it on. That's not how it works. With the back, you can 4-link it, buy the coilovers, and they bolt right on exactly where you need them. So those are just a few things we got. I don't know, what do you guys think? You guys got comments? I know a lot of you guys dirt drag and been doing a long time. I think I got 6 races on mine, so not an expert by any means, but I want to drive my shit too. So I don't want to just take it to the track. So I think that's where we're at, but just wanted to recap what we had going on. But thanks for watching this one, guys. Catch you on the next one.